Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. The two leaders in the green and red chambers, respectively, are facing a lot of opposition right now. A day ago, we heard about the plan by Uzodinma to kick Tajuddin Abbas, who is currently the Speaker of the House of Representatives, out of the position and bring in a southerner, but then another group came out and screamed fire, sending out very strong warning that he should stop all of that plan. But also, as it has to do with Godswill Akpabio, who is the Senate president, a lot of opposition is growing up against him. This time around, it's not coming from outside, but actually inside. And they want to use one of the mistakes he made some time ago to capitalize on it and kick him out from the position of the Senate president. The big question is, how possible will that be? Let me give you full details of where they've been holding their meetings and also how they intend to strategize and make this a reality. Now, according to the news, top politicians strongly opposed to the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, are reportedly plotting to impeach the leader of the National Assembly when lawmakers resume from their 2 months annual leave on September 26. According to information available to us, the politician accused the former Akwa Ibom State governor of playing the role of a lapdog for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and not paying full attention to his colleagues and working hard enough to meet the expectation of Nigerians despite the challenges in the country. Reliable sources confirm that some of the aggrieved senators, led by two former Northwest governors, want to use the recent slip made by akpabio that prayers had been sent to their mailboxes for celebration to punish him. A top source in the National Assembly said that the anti-akpabio group had already held several meetings in Saudi Arabia and in Lauren to perfect plans to impeach him upon Senate resumption. It was gathered that although the Senate president had since clarified what he meant by prayer and withdrawn it, his gaffe did not go down well with many of his colleagues. The source said all of these are preparatory to the 2027 general election, where a new hybrid party is expected to be floated by the arrowheads of the scheme. Plans are in top gear by some senators to remove the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I can tell you confidently that there are four senators spearheading the plot, and two of the lawmakers are former governors from the Northwest geopolitical zone of the country. As a matter of fact, they had consulted one of their colleagues chairing a sensitive committee of the upper chamber over the sinister move. To firm up their game plan, they met in Saudi Arabia recently and also in Ilorin, the Kwara state capital, with the same agenda to remove the Senate president. Another source further added that there are plans to establish a hybrid party ahead of the 2027 election. The plan is to draw membership of the yet to be named political platform from the ruling All Progressive Congress APC and opposition parties, especially the People Democratic Party PDP. They intend to replicate the tsunami that hit the then ruling PDP in 2014, where many heavyweights of the party moved to form what is today the SPC. Meanwhile, the Whistler report that leading the charge to impeach Akpabio are Senator Abdulaziz Iyari, the All Progressive Congress senator from Zamfara State, and Aminu Tambuwa of the People Democratic Party from Sokoto. Iyari was the main challenger of Akpabio for the Senate presidency, while Tambuwa was one of his key backers. Mohammed Onawo Somaila, another PDP senator from Nasarawa State, is also said to be among the leaders of the move to convince other senators to sign on to the impeachment plot. The senators are said to be capitalizing on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's aggressive handling of the Niger coup and some of the policies of Tinubu's government perceived as anti-people, including removal of fuel subsidy to whip up sentiments in favor of ousting the current leadership of the Senate. A highly placed source privy to the scheme disclosed on Friday night that Yari is wooing opposition senators to perfect his plan to take over the Senate. They are currently in Saudi Arabia where they are perfecting plans to ensure akpabio is removed. They claim he's too subservient to this president and he's not allowing the Senate to question the presidency and act as a check. Hmm. This is really, really interesting. I think what is happening right now is what Akpabio himself, which I already know he's very good in politicking, can handle. There's nothing too difficult for a man of his repute who had been a one-time governor, at least for 8 good years he was there. He has worked in some very controversial places. Even in NDDC, he was there. He came out on scratch. And he had also worked as a minister under Buhari. He had been in the Senate and all of that. So I don't think that should be a huge wahala for him. The only thing I feel at this point he should do to help sustain his position there is, to play with some level of wisdom, because already we know that some of the policies rolled out by Buhari for now is totally anti-people policies, especially the issue of withdrawing the subsidy, and yet nothing has improved. Nigerians are passing through very difficult moments. A lot of things in that direction is not helping the country at all. Yeah, subsidy should be removed, but then what are the plans on ground to make sure within 2 to 3, 4 months, at least our local refineries are perfected so that we can start enjoying some very low price fuel? But no one can really attest to that. I think that's why these guys are gathering. And already, I think this entitlement mentality by the Northerners is one big question that must be answered with action. There's this mentality that some of the politicians from the northern part had enjoyed, have had because of the 80 years that Buhari was in power. Everything was done based on their direction, based on their instruction, and all of that. And they just feel that everything should be done based on their reasoning. Now, talking about the issue of Niger coup, at least the president can be approached and the right thing can be done. And as we are talking, there had been no mobilization on the part of the country to go and fight in Niger, at least for now. Yeah, we heard something like that was on the pipeline, but from all indication, nothing like that is happening. So, what is this issue of gathering momentum to kick out, the current president of Nigeria? Current Senate president of Nigeria. It's something that the Senate president must also put all the required weaponry down, arsenal down to fight it to a standby. If not, if they succeed, then Bola will have a bleak future to face, because most of his appointments will be looked down upon. Already we've heard so much stories about him bringing in all the boys who are working that truly they are from southwest and all of that. It's not friendly, forgetting that was the same thing that Buhari did when he was in power. They just forgot that. So I think all of that appointment is what is causing this, but I feel that it can be handled. That's why I like to leave.